You're watching ABC7 News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Topping our news this evening, a police-involved shooting in Sarasota. Police say a man pulls a gun on officers and then is shot multiple times by law enforcement.
Police now identifying the suspect and the officer involved. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick joins us now with the very latest on this investigation. Jess?
Jacqueline, Scott, one officer is on administrative leave tonight, and the man he shot expected to live. That man remains hospitalized in stable condition after being shot in both legs by a Sarasota police officer. 35-year-old Thomas Gick was riding his bike on this stretch of 12th Street in Sarasota around midnight.
We were investigating a number of burglaries that took place in that area, so we had officers in that area doing proactive patrol. This subject was stopped, as I've been told, for no lights on the bicycle.
When officers tried to talk to Gick, they say he pulled a gun from his waistband. So one of the two officers on scene, Adam Arena, shot Gick at least twice, once in each leg.
Obviously, any use of force is always a concern for us, and obviously we're going through a process of reviewing the incident to make sure that all of our policies and procedures were followed.
In the meantime, Officer Arena is on routine leave. That gun ended up being a BB gun. Police say Gick is a possible suspect of 3 burglaries and 1 theft within a mile radius of the shooting. Outside of Kane Plaza in downtown Sarasota, this statue is missing something.
The statue behind me has a little boy on top, which we see it every day.
So when that little boy went missing, Whitworth noticed.
I reported it to the Sarasota office.
That happened last Wednesday. 2 days later, just down the road, Marco Castillo's family business noticed things from there were missing.
A couple of screw guns, small tools that were just laying around.
Castillo Granite and Marble was burglarized for the 2nd time in recent weeks.
It's crazy because you work so hard, morning to night, every day, Monday to Saturday, and you get money to invest in these tools, and then you can't just leave them at your own place.
His father has even tried catching this burglar on his own.
Stayed Saturday night around 2:30 a.m. hoping you'll find the guy, so the cops would get this guy.
Police are hoping that Gick is their man. Once he's released from the hospital, he'll be questioned by police.
He's been booked on aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer at this point, so he will be in custody once he's cleared from the hospital.
Gick is reportedly homeless. According to SPD, Officer Arena and another officer rendered life-saving first aid measures on Gick after he was shot. Reporting in the studio, back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Jess. A 50-year-old woman is found on fire in Bradenton early this morning. Now sheriff's investigators are calling her death a murder. It happened at about 1:15 a.m. in a wooded area along 18th Street East. Deputies say a man called to report what he thought was a body on fire. The woman, now identified as Veronica Polite. A cousin of Polite says she was blind and wandered off from her apartment last night before getting into a car. Police say they have many persons of interest, but no suspects yet, and are trying to determine what happened leading up to her death.
Well, the first thing you do in this type of investigation, you take a look at the victim, find out who the victim has been with, where the last person or where the person was seen last, who was she with, that sort of thing.
Manatee County Sheriff's Office says Polite had numerous contacts with law enforcement. They'll determine her exact cause of death with an autopsy.
Parents in Sarasota County can now feel a bit of relief when dropping their children off at school. Resource officers are now in place at all schools in the district, including elementary schools. ABC7's Erica Jackson joins us to show us what these officers will be doing to keep students safe. Erica?
Jacqueline, thank you. School resource officers will be in the parking lots at the schools while parents drop off and pick up their children in the morning and afternoon. Then they'll stay in high visibility areas on campus throughout the school day.
You think you might only need to worry about their academics, but there's so much more that goes into being a parent and having a student.
Allison Dietz Ross will always worry about her daughter's safety while she's in class at Philippi Shores Elementary. But some of that stress is relieved now that a resource officer is patrolling the campus.
It just brings me a little more reassurance to know that we've got a sheriff's deputy on campus.
Off-duty law enforcement officers can now be found on all Sarasota County elementary school campuses, along with the existing SROs at middle and high schools in the district. Philippi Shores principal Allison Foster says the school's campus is already secure with only one point of entry, but the officer provides additional safety since many visitors come and go throughout the day.
It's definitely a comfort for parents to know that when they send their child to school that there's a police officer there that can respond quickly and immediately if there's an emergency.
The school district, the sheriff's office, and police departments in the county will split the bill for this year, but the state will cover the bulk of the cost next year under Governor Scott's school security legislation. That money ultimately coming from taxpayers, but Ross believes it's money well spent.
Even if you're a senior citizen, you would certainly never want a tragedy to happen.
Principal Foster expects students to feel safer with the officers on campus, while still allowing parents to visit their children on a daily basis.
The police officer helps to provide that security and have that open feel.
The officers currently in place at the elementary schools are temporary. Sarasota County Sheriff Tom Knight is hoping to find a more permanent team for next year and is hiring a school resource deputy for each of the 12 elementary schools in the county. And Sarasota County isn't the first local school district to make this addition. All Manatee County elementary schools have SROs on campus as of last month. Jacqueline.
Okay, thank you, Erica. New security measures were also in place today at the South Florida High School, where 17 people died in a mass shooting. Students at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland were given clear backpacks as they returned to class today. The Broward County School Superintendent says students can still carry sports equipment and musical instruments in non-clear bags, but those items will be searched. The clear bags are just one of several new security measures. Additional sheriff's deputies and Florida Highway Patrol troopers have been stationed at the school since the massacre. The school will soon begin using a single entrance instead of 4 entrances, and students will be issued identification badges this week. Metal detectors will eventually be installed as well.
A propane gas leak shut down a section of US 301 in Sarasota this afternoon. This happened just after 2 o'clock this afternoon near 301 and 8th Street. Sarasota County fire officials say the leak was quickly capped. No one was hurt. The Popeyes restaurant had to be evacuated for about half an hour, and traffic was shut down from 10th Street to Fruitville Road.
It's very tough this time of day, this time of year, but what we do is we work really quick. Everything is put into place before and during and after when we have these types of emergencies. This one went very well because the gas was actually able to be shut down remotely at a valve.
The roads have since reopened and traffic is moving once again.
Well, a beautiful and warm day here on the Sun Coast. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan, who is back from vacation. Hi, Bob.
That's right. Spring break over for some school children across the Sun Coast. Now, we are looking at a decent day today. Beaches were packed despite the fact that a lot of kids went back to school. There's still a lot of vacationers down here, but you can see these clouds here. They started moving inland, and that's a result of the sea breeze, which has kicked in. That's due to the unequal heating of the surface of the earth here. The land heats up a little bit more. The air rises there sooner than the water, and so it has to fill in from the Gulf, and that creates that west to east wind. And then we have a little bit of an east wind around an area of high pressure, and the two kind of meet right there, causing the convergence to set up into eastern portions of our area, and some heavy rainfall at times. Nothing serious in terms of lightning. These storms just aren't tall enough right now, but you can see the motion, not much at all. There appears to be a little rotation right there too near Myakka Head and just to Bethany there, so a large mezzo low, if you will. The rainfall rate's up to about a ½ inch. At one point there, we're up to an inch an hour. With some of these cells. You can see the rainfall estimates well east of I-75. Lakewood Ranch not included, Parish not included in that, but some rainfall near Duet and south toward Myakka City. Sustained winds basically out of the west to the east at around 5 to 10 miles an hour, and that's keeping things a bit cooler right along the coastline into the mid to upper 70s there. We'll have much more on the rest of the work week's forecast. We have a cold front coming in on Wednesday. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thanks so much. ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now. And Richard, I guess a moral victory of sorts on Wall Street.
Well, we finished 300 points higher than the low of the day. So if that's not a moral victory, but if 300 points higher means we were really way far down. How far down? Well, how about minus 759 points? Yes, that indeed was the low of the day, shortly before 3 o'clock this afternoon. So what's going on? Well, we certainly have the continuing issue of tariffs or no tariffs and what's going on with China. Also, the President of the United States continues to be obsessed with Amazon. He tweets about them roughly every 30 minutes. The result today, shares of Amazon down by more than 5%. So, sorry folks, I can't put lipstick on this pig. Let's take a look at the closing numbers, and indeed they are not attractive. There you see the Dow down 459 points, 1.9%, closing at 23,644.19. That on volume of 1,366,000,000 shares. The Nasdaq clearly a loser today, down 2 3/4%. More than 193 points at 6,870.12. That on volume of 3,601,000,000 shares. And there you see the S&P down 2 1/4 points, 2 1/4%. I'm sorry, 59 points at 2,581.88. Well, perhaps you're familiar with the problems that Tesla has been having lately. Well, they continue to just have more and more problems. Tesla, of course, announced over the weekend that they did have a fatality related to one of their automated driven cars. Well, today they've announced a recall of 123,000 of their Model S cars because of power steering issues. And then on top of that, yes, they still are struggling with production of the Model 3. They simply are not making nearly as many of those as they thought they would, and the price to them has been very steep. Their stock was down 21% just in the month of March, down another 5% today. So Mr. Elon Musk, a lot of people think he's pretty smart, and certainly his stock has done well over time. But boy, recently, not the case at all.
Well, any news for us on Humana?
Actually, up arrows. I always like to remind people stocks go up on days when the market is down, up more than 4% on ongoing talks about maybe putting together a combination with Walmart.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Richard.
You're very welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a 13-year-old boy in California is found alive after being trapped in a drainage pipe overnight.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus why fewer women are dying from lung cancer. Details after the break.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The La Musica International Chamber Music Festival, the annual celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota, with renowned musicians from around the world. April 9th through April 18th at the Sarasota Opera House. Visit lamusicafestival.org, click on Festival, open tickets, and get your seats now.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
The
Wild Broadway series brings you Funny Girl. Fanny Bryce dreams of being famous and through sheer guts and determination becomes a star of the Ziegfeld Follies. Playing March 28th through April 15th, it's the songs and story that generations have grown to love. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Don't rain on my parade. Come see Funny Girl.
It's California Closet's lighting and accessories sales event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
The ABC7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
A 13-year-old boy found alive after slipping and falling into a drainage pipe in Los Angeles.
A miraculous outcome to an Easter nightmare and a frantic 12-hour search. ABC's Natalie Brunell has more on the search effort that brought the teen to safety.
13-year-old Jesse Hernandez found alive and talking after spending 12 terrifying hours dripping wet in a cold drainage tunnel in the underbelly of the Los Angeles sewer system.
It's with happy hearts that all Los Angeles city agencies are able to state that we have found Jesse Hernandez.
It all began during a family picnic at a park for Easter Sunday. Hernandez and his friends climbing a chain link fence to play in an abandoned maintenance shed. A wooden plank gave way and the teen fell 25 feet into a sewer pipe, the rushing waters sweeping him away.
The water and sewage is flowing approximately 15 miles per hour.
Fire, police, and sanitation department crews scrambling into the overnight hours to find him. Rescue teams using cameras mounted to flotation devices to scour a network of more than 6,000 feet of drainage pipes, finally tracking him down.
And part of this systematic search, the Bureau of Sanitation was opening up a maintenance hatch to place the camera into there, and that's where we located Jesse Hernandez alive and talking.
Rescuers say he was found in a 4-foot hole with a small space above his head, giving him just enough air so he could breathe. The first thing the teen asked for, a cell phone to call his family and let them know he was safe. Hernandez was taken to the hospital to be evaluated and decontaminated from spending the night in a sewer pipe. He's already home recovering, reunited with his very relieved family. Natalie Brunell, ABC News, Los Angeles.
The so-called affluenza teen is out of jail. 20-year-old Ethan Couch was released from a Texas jail this morning. Couch served nearly 2 years for violating his probation. You might remember him better from a 2013 case in which a psychologist testified that he was a victim of affluenza. Couch drove a pickup truck while drunk and crashed into 4 pedestrians, killing them. Prosecutors wanted Couch to serve 20 years in prison, but he was sentenced to only probation. His attorneys had argued a wealthy, privileged upbringing had made it impossible for Couch to understand his actions and consequences.
I think he has made clear to me that he needed time behind bars, just to really get him to the place of ownership.
Couch is now on probation until 2026. He's under a mandatory curfew and can't leave the house until after 8 a.m. He must be back home by 9 that evening. He must also consent to alcohol and drug tests and has a GPS monitoring system on his ankle.
And for the latest national, local, and breaking news, plus your up-to-the-minute first alert forecast, make sure to head over and download our app. You can find it under WWSB or My Suncoast in the App Store.
Welcome back to Bob.
And you.
That's right, yeah. Thanks
I've
for holding
missed
down
you
the
guys
reins.
over
That's right.
here.
Taking care of business here. Spring break yesterday, last week I should say, and things are looking pretty good for our weather for the rest of this week too. So we have a cold front coming through. You mentioned the news app. We also have the weather app as well. You want to download that. You'll get the weather alerts automatically sent to you, as well as some complete updates by the meteorologist. So there's 2, news app and weather app. I want to see them both in your phone. Anyway, here's what's happening with our weather. Right now, Goes East visible satellite showing some high clouds coming in from the Gulf. You can see that quite clearly pushing off from the west to the east there, but the low clouds are moving from the east to the west. You can see double sea breezes develop too along each front. Now this is a little bit of a west coast sea breeze. You can see the cumulus clouds kind of lining up right there. Here are the high level cirrus kind of streaming overhead at times. And then along the east coast, we also have that activity with the east coast breeze making it inland. inland. The two possibly could meet. We could see a little heavier activity developing into the central portion of our viewing area. But right now, the showers that are around are not really producing any lightning as a result of them not being all that intense in terms of its vertical development. Clear skies near the coast, though. It's been a beautiful day for area beaches up and down the coast. The day planner looks like this. Looking pretty good through this evening, and looks like pretty good tomorrow, too. Tuesday, just a few clouds around. Temperatures will warm to 80 degrees, right around 80 degrees before that sea breeze kicks in once again. And, of course, be sure to tune into the morning program as well. Here's the Titan radar picture showing this particular cell hasn't been moving all that much, so it is producing some locally heavy rainfall. We could see up to an inch of rain there. That's well east of I-75. You'll notice the motion and movement not doing a whole lot, just kind of sitting there and spinning across eastern portions of Manatee County, just south of Duet. Duet, although has had a few showers around, most of it has been by Mayaca City along State Road 64. Wauchula Road also getting some rainfall there, but by far the heaviest right on Bethany, just to east of Bethany. 1.24 inches of rainfall per hour. Take the vertical slice into the shower and show you the extent of the storm up to about 20,000 feet. It has to get up to about 30,000 really to start generating lightning. We haven't seen that yet with this cell. And down to our south, we have one lone shower near Northport. That activity has since moved on and not doing a whole lot. That was up to about 10,000 feet. Well, the evening planner looks to be pretty good. Temperatures right around 70 degrees by 11 o'clock tonight. And as far as the weather headlines read, some patchy fog, mainly inland. A cold front arrives on Wednesday. Now, this front isn't going to produce a lot of rainfall. Basically, it'll be a wind shift on Wednesday night and Thursday, and then we'll see another cold front get close to us over the weekend, and that's going to be kind of the story, I think, as we head through the rest of the spring. The fronts will get close, they won't push through, and it appears that we won't see a real chill out here across our area. 77 right now. We have clear skies, a dew point temperature of 67, and the humidity 71%. Winds are out of the west at 10. The pressure 29.99 inches, and it is holding steady right now as far as that pressure goes. The wind and fog forecast calls for a little bit of fog developing. As I mentioned, it will be patchy. It's not going to be around all that long. It should burn off rather quickly as it moves off to the west-northwest. Well, here's the futurecast showing basically the sea breeze front winding down at around 10 o'clock tonight. Mainly inland, too. I don't think any of these showers will make it back to the coast. Tomorrow, we'll start off with a little bit of patchy fog, and then that high pressure slips off to the east, allowing this cold front to advance. You can see some pretty heavy weather possible over the lower Mississippi Valley, down into the panhandle of Florida. By the time it reaches us, though, Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, it weakens. So I kept a slight chance for a shower or two in the forecast for late Wednesday night. As far as the boating forecast goes, tomorrow looks good. Seas running 1 to 2 feet with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. And the 7-day outlook looks to be pretty nice. As I mentioned, 20% chance for a late day shower Wednesday. Not a lot. And temperatures staying above average basically as far as the high temperature goes, and lows a little bit above average. We'll be into the upper 60s to start things off tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, and then we'll get back down to more basic temperatures for this time of year into the mid 60s for lows all the way through Monday. But all in all, a pretty good week. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Let's check first alert traffic. We're seeing congestion in downtown Sarasota all the way out east to the 301. This is right through downtown Sarasota. Fruitville Road backed up, as well as the north and southbound lanes of US 41. Also look at the Ringling Bridge coming off Lido Key there. It is orange, so slow going congestion tonight throughout Sarasota. Jacqueline?
Thanks, Scott. And health news tonight. Among cancers, what's the #1 killer? And can that be changed? With more, here's ABC's Serena Marshall.
Lung cancer, it's still the #1 killer when it comes to cancer deaths. But luckily, death rates are declining for men around the country. But for women, that improvement is lagging behind. Researchers from Emory University used data from the National Cancer Institute to find hot spots, areas where lung cancer mortality hasn't improved for women. And they found two. A large area in the Appalachian region saw mortality rates rise 12% in the past 2 decades. Women there are dying from lung cancer at 28% higher rates than other regions. Another cluster is in the northern Midwest and began in 1990 with lung cancer deaths below the national average. But death rates are now up 7%. What do these hotspot regions have in common? High percentages of cigarette smoking among women least likely to quit, lower tobacco taxes, fewer anti-smoking public health efforts, and fewer clean air laws. The study warns that public health efforts should aim at the hot spots. That is, if they want to try to turn women's lung cancer rates around. With this Medical Minute, I'm Serena Marshall, ABC News.
Many people were immunized against mumps as a child, yet sadly mumps is rebounding in the United States. Mumps can be potentially dangerous because it's easy to spread. It's transmitted through small droplets in the air that are spread when a person coughs, sneezes, or talks. Today, as more young children are vaccinated, the condition is more likely to affect older children and young adults. The best way to protect against mumps is to make sure that you've had 2 doses of the MMR vaccine. A legally blind toddler from Wisconsin is learning to see again, all thanks to a new device. The 2-year-old had cortical visual impairment, which was caused by brain damage as an infant. His lack of sight impacts his ability to walk or crawl, but thanks to this new light device called Light Aid, he's working on rewiring his brain by using stimulation with these LED lights. His mom says he's already improving after using Light Aid for just a few weeks, and if his vision improves, his physical abilities may also. Coming up, a video of an alligator found in a Sarasota family's pool goes viral. Why wildlife officials are now warning people to swim at your own risk. Plus, an underwater Easter egg hunt to help kids in need. Those stories when we come back.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in an accident, whether or not it's your fault, your insurance company might be responsible for some of your expenses. So give us a call. We've got your back.
Fun for the whole family, the 26th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County, fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment with headliners the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Maiden Cane, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4, children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Venice Airport Festival Grounds.
Set your course for a waterfront lifestyle on Florida's last private island. Discover one particular harbor by Margaritaville. Nearby sugar sand beaches are as easy to find as the warm Florida sunshine. Waterfront residences from the high 400s overlook beautiful Anna Maria Sound. And a new marina with direct access to the Gulf of Mexico. Plus, incredible savings on move-in ready homes. Come tour designer models today. Visit ophmintousa.com now.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
A warning tonight for homeowners after Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies responded to an 11-foot alligator found in someone's pool. That video has since gone viral. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission warning people this isn't the only sighting they've been made aware of recently. The state's estimated 1.3 million gators are becoming more active. And while injuries from alligators are rare, the commission is urging swimming only in designated areas. And as for backyard swimming pools, it makes no mention of that. But for homeowners, maybe a little advice, just look before you jump in, just in case there's somebody visiting.
Well, a young man's reaction to a college acceptance letter goes viral. Well, that was the moment Michael Brown learned that he was admitted to Stanford University. Turns out this was the first of several college acceptance letters that the 17-year-old would receive. The Houston resident applied to 20 of the best universities in the U.S. He was admitted to every single one with a full ride and $260,000 in additional scholarship offers. Michael has been heavily involved in his school's debate team, mock trial, and student government, and has also volunteered for political campaigns. He plans to major in political science, but is also considering a second degree in economics.
Congratulations to him. Dozens of undersea egg explorers searched for a golden egg amid a shallow reef off Key Largo yesterday. The Undersea Hide and Seek is an annual fundraiser that helps Key's children in need throughout the year. Look how clear that water is. Wow. The diver who found the golden egg was awarded a special Easter basket that included dive trips and accessories. Real eggs and non-toxic colorings were used to avoid negative environmental impacts on the marine life there.
That is pretty cool. I
Look
love
at that
how he's
one.
in a Easter bunny costume as well. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, why a new state law makes public access to private beaches more difficult.
And emergency room prices continue to rise, the contributing factors to these high costs of health care.
It's California Closet's lighting and accessories sales event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
The Mark, Sarasota. Landmark living in the center of it all. A private oasis in the sky. Luxurious private amenities. Promenade shopping and dining. The best of downtown downstairs. Now under construction and priced from the mid-700s. This is life right where you want it. Call or visit our Discovery Sales Gallery today. The Mark, Sarasota. Presented by the Culture Group.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter. Accept the challenge and take charge today. Visit yourweightmatters.org.
It's California Closet's lighting and accessories sales event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.